I want to say this, though. I want us to be respectful, right? I'm going to ask you, all of you, if you rock with me, if you're opposing to me, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. That's fine. We can agree to disagree agreeably. But let's stay respectful. Let's not call each other names. Let's not call each other names. Let's not call each other names. Let's not start that. I'm asking you, please. Right? We're not going to stoop to that level. We're not going to stoop to name calling. Right? There's no hip hop. There is no hip hop in 71, in 72, in 73, in 74. There is no street culture that came to be known as hip hop in 73, in 74. There is no street culture that came to be known as hip hop. There's a difference between moves and movements. Okay, those moves are not attached to the movement of hip hop in the 70s. It's not an attachment. They are detached. There's no connection to it. There's no connection to it. Those early guys are not doing floor rocking. They're not breaking. There's no connection to it. It is because of the Puerto Rican b-boys that you see what we're doing today. Those don't come from that early generation, those dancers at hurt parties. Sorry. That doesn't come from that.
I started out as a b-boy, and I'm a second generation b-boy. It was guys that Trixie and Sasa and them, they was b-boying years before, I was a kid. I was, when I'm 13, 14, it was b-boys.
That doesn't come from that.
And I'm a second generation b-boy. It was guys that Trixie and Sasa and them, they was b-boying years before, I was a kid.
There's no connection to it.
My OGs, Trixie, Sasa's in here somewhere, Dancing Doug. And these guys were my inspiration. These guys were my inspiration. These guys were my inspiration.
That doesn't come from that.
To go home and practice. Great guy. When we first saw the twins and we saw them, we were like, okay, let's go home and practice.
Yeah, we had to go back to the drawing board.
We was like, okay, we thought we had it down, and it was like, okay, we should go home and practice because they were on another level.
There's no connection to it.
Give you an example. A good friend of mine just passed away not too long ago. I almost shot him out of half. His name was Pow Wow. And
shout out anybody you want.
Pow Wow, good brother. He was a breakdancer first, but he saw me dance. And he was a little kid. And he saw me dance.
Where did he see you at? The Twilight Zone?
At the Twilight Zone, either the Twilight Zone or the Eva Zone.
Okay.
And he invited me to his house. And I'm trying to figure out. He said, no, I learned how to break dance because of you. He said, no, I learned how to break dance because of you. If it wasn't you, I would be where I'm at right now. You are my brother. You are my king. You the doo-doo. And I'm like, really? And we just connected. So I want to shout out to him.
There's no connection to it.
People need to understand, one won't exist without the other. You know what I mean? Something had to come first. And when a baby's born, the baby don't look nothing like what it looks like when it's grown.
Right.
But that don't change the fact that that's who it was when it was a baby.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So all those elements went into breakdancing. All those elements went into breakdancing. And those are the foundations of hip-hop and the music. And that's Cool Herc.
Cool Herc.
That's Cool Herc.
I didn't hear anything. I read it on Nora and Rad's interview with the twins. And they say straight up, we didn't go to the floor. And they say straight up, we didn't go to the floor. Anyone who claims that they were a breaker in the first generation should be able to display foundational elements of breaking. Show and prove. What are those foundational elements of breaking? Top rocks.
What were the moves that Twins was popular for?
Where they go forward and step back, they go forward and step back. A move, you know, they had the free and the move that they go forward.
Down rocks. Footwork.
They also had to spin like the helicopter, and then they had to move, you know, like the top that like spinning, like just spinning. That Clark Kent developed better than them. He ended up being better than them, but they had the low spin thing like that.
Freezes. That's the foundational element. Freezes. That's the foundational element.
You do a move, right? You do a move, and you put your leg, you freeze. You stand in the freeze move, which they still do today. Like after they spin, they freeze.
It is because of the Puerto Rican B-boys that you see what we're doing today.
Freeze been around for a while, man, and they doing it today, man. They still doing the freeze. Still doing it.
Right. No, so you said you had the helicopters, you had the spins. I just played Lil Boy Keith. He did the round the world.
Like a tornado.
Yeah.
Clark looked more like a tornado.
All right. And so you said that the Twins did these moves. You're saying that the Twins did these moves. Okay.
Right. They did it.
It is because of the Puerto Rican B-boys that you see what we're doing today.
But when they were doing it, they really didn't do a solid formation of footwork where you can actually see the feet going around and doing that. They were doing more like a turn, twist, you know, flip right into a freeze type style. You know what I'm saying? Where they would just turn it around, circle, and then pop right up, boom, into a freeze, then go into a split, you know, come back up and do the Groucho Marx. Those were like the styles that they had, you know, back then.
Those don't come from that early generation, those dances at hurt parties. Sorry.
That was another move that they did a lot of. The swipe, the floor swipe. You know, that came from them too. They were doing, you know, where the leg goes around. Yeah. You know, they did the floor swipe. You know, the rest of the B-boys back, you know, further on in the future, took the swipe and innovated on it. Now you got side swipes, you got one-legged swipes. You know what I'm saying? You got air swipes. These all came from one move.
Those don't come from that early generation, those dances at hurt parties. Sorry.
All right, but the first people I saw really doing it, getting down like that with spins, were the Twins and Clark Kent.
And what was they doing exactly?
Well, I can't do it for you because I'm too old.
Right.
Nowadays.
Right.
But they were the cats who would be like up rocking and, you know, things like that. And
right.
then, you know, they'd drop down and they'd start spinning. And I can't do all of that for you. I wish I could. I'm a little old.
Right.
But they were spinning around and might do a freeze and poses and all those different kinds of things. But they're the ones who first started dropping to the floor.
There is no breaking until 75. There's no breaking. Breaking is a floor dance. I've been through this 1,000 times. There's no breaking until 75 by way of TBB.
Yeah. And then after that, what happened next? You met Batch, and then you got introduced to the graffiti.
That's when the graffiti part came in.
Uh-huh.
Nothing about breakdancing, nothing about rocking, none of that was in the scenario. until we went to, they threw a jam at 129. I can't recall who was it that, I think it was Peacemaker Lele, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember who the DJ was, but I know that we was there, and that's when we started seeing this guy go down on the floor. We said, oh shit, wait, you get it? You know what I'm saying? And that's when the whole scenario hit the fan. You understand what I'm saying? And that's when we started seeing this guy go down on the floor. We said, oh shit, wait, you get it? You know what I'm saying? And that's when the whole scenario hit the fan. You understand what I'm saying? You
Okay. Oh, so is that the TT Rock story?
Exactly. There
Okay.
you go. That's
All
the
right.
TT Rock story. When Batch says that he seen TT Rock go down, you get it?
Now, did you know TT Rock before this?
No,
Or
no,
that was the
not at
first
all.
time
No,
seeing
not at
him?
all. Not at all. No.
Okay. Now, if he, if he was kind of like dancing, whatever, and he fell to the ground, so does that mean that like he didn't see breakdancing anywhere? He kind of invented it himself.
No, I don't know if he maybe was doing it somewhere else. I don't
Okay.
know if he was probably doing it somewhere else and then he brand it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'm just trying to think about it from all angles. Could it be possible that, it looked like a fall to Batch and that he actually.
Now that you mentioned that, seeing the dance, I know he did do something like that. Okay, let's say he's standing up, right? He did something like a spin, like if you're turning around. And right there, he started. And then, you know what song was playing? I could remember that perfectly, Apache.
Really?
Yeah, Apache was playing, and then he did the thing, and then he went on the freeze and did that thing with his legs, like that with his legs.
Okay.
That I remember.
So what kind? Can you describe the move? Was it like a spin down, or what was the actual
If
move?
I'm not mistaken, I mean, I don't want this to cause that. I know he did something like maybe he was standing up and then he did like a spin, like going down, something like that. If
Gotcha.
I'm not mistaken, I remember him dancing to Apache. And then when the thing would go bam, bam, he did it with his legs. He was on a freeze and he would go bam, bam with his legs like that. You get it? He would put like each time they say bam, bam, he would put one leg then the other leg like that. You get it?
So that was like his move.
Exactly. I see them do something like that. That is correct.
Right here. This, and down. Was that
That's
the move?
the one. And that's the one. And that's the one. That's the move right there. Wow, you're on point. That's the move right there. That's the move right there that I made like 20 floor moves from. See, as you seen them did that? No, I didn't come up. I started doing more things on the floor, from the helicopter to falling flat on my face like a push-up and going backwards with my hands down and spinning up.
And breaking. The street dance breaking comes from a root, just like Rocksteady comes from a root, TBB.
Was you the only Spade that was a B-boy, like in your crew?
No, not at all. Not at all. As a baby Spade, not at all.
I'm saying like 22nd Division. Who was other B-boys in your division?
My man B. Rock, Seti Mo, they guy that got me started. My man Ben Richards really is the one who got me started. But Ben Richards, B. Rock, my man Byron, Seti Mo, my man Angelo, Lolo, all of us were B-boys. That was our crew, the Gun Hill crew. We were all B-boys.
What about outside of your crew? Was there other B-boys?
Yeah, Breakout. DJ Breakout. Him, his crew, my man Basic Breaker, which is Jerry Miller. I forgot my man Lil Jamaica, Warren Smalls. He was part of us too. He was a peacemaker, okay? But we all hung out together on the avenue back in the day. Edenwald had a whole crew of them cats.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And we used to battle them because, Gun Hill and Edenwald, we would go over there to their parties at Edenwald Community Center. And, we danced at their parties.
What years is this?
1975, 1974, 74 to 76 in that era.
There is no breaking until 75. There's no breaking. Breaking is a floor dance. I've been through this 1,000 times. There's no breaking until 75 by way of TBB.
1974, 74 to 76 in that era. you know, and then on, even this like early 70s, 77.
But the breakdance, as you know today, right, when cats were going to the floor, that's when you had the original B-boys. When you saw the cats spin on the floor, that's the Twins, Clark Kent, and myself,
Right.
you know, the Zulu Kings, the original Zulu Kings, like
Right.
5, Scorpion Med, Aziz, you know, Zambu, Kusa. People need to understand, one won't exist without the other. You know what I mean? Something had to come first. And you know, when a baby's born, the baby don't look nothing like what it looks like when it's grown.
Right.
But that don't change the fact that that's who it was when it was a baby.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So all those elements went into breakdancing, and those are the foundations of hip hop and the music. And that's Cool Herc.
Cool Herc.
You know, that's Cool Herc.